Good morning. How you doing? It's great to see you.
How you doing, Ali?
Yeah,
Fantastic to see you again.
yeah,
Absolutely outstanding. A familiar face and a voice, so no, great to be back.
good. Lovely to see you, fella. Right, I hope you're ready for your quick fire question and answer session. Going to fire straight in. Who did you sit beside when you first moved into the first team dressing room?
Straight away went in, and because Scott Muirhead had been in before me, a lot of boys will know we played in the same youth team together, but he was a year older, so sat beside him. But in the corner there was also Kevin McNaughton and Michael Hart. So great banter. As I said, I love sitting beside the guys again. When I was a young boy coming through, they were sort of in the 18s change room, and then they were into the first team change room. I started the 18s, then went in. So it was familiarity round about it. And so brilliant the stories you hear and every morning coming in and things like that. So it was a jovial corner, and it wasn't quiet, put it that way.
Who was the loudest in the dressing room?
Loudest Ryan Essen,
Oh,
country mile,
really?
country mile. Contrary to what probably people think, Big Essen was brilliant. You know, you could hear Essen before you seen him. A great guy, absolutely fantastic. You could hear him down the corridor, you could hear him in the gym. And latterly, Stevie Tosh came in and he tried to take over. So the decibels were very loud in that changing room when I first went into it. But no, two great guys. But for me, Big Ryan Essen, absolutely outstanding.
Who had the best car?
When I first went into the changing room,
No,
or
just during your time
just in
there.
general. Well, there's a few boys that liked their car. You know, I think Daz Mackey was forever changing his cars. I think the faster the better. I think that was with his new contract. So I think they get a new exhaust put on every car when they get a new deal. But Daz loved these cars. There was a few guys at the family cars, the big 4x4s and things like that. But I think for a boy racer, Daz kind of, I think it was a 3.2, 3.5 Ford ST or something like that. You could hear that before you seen it going along the beachfront. So I suppose I would say he loved his cars, but that's the one that sticks in mind.
What were your favourite football boots?
My favourite ones, I always remember the Roy Keane Diadora. They were the luminous, absolutely comfortable. I always wanted to emulate Keane. There was a video out. We used to watch it in under 18s bus and in the digs. So he wore the sort of the black boots with the luminous on it. So managed to secure a pair of studs and moldies, and yeah, I love wearing the boots. And then latterly we had with different boot deals and things like that. But they're the ones that stick in mind. You know, I played a lot of games within the boots.
What was the most memorable goal you scored for Aberdeen?
I think well documented the both Celtic goals, but for me, the Locomotive Moscow goal, I think was very special to me personally. I think our first step into Europe for a number of years in the qualifying groups, and for me, from a young boy growing up, it was something that you kind of never thought you would ever achieve, and to score in a major European competition against a very good Moscow team, which again we should have won that night. But I would say that game, I think that always sticks in the mind. I know people will say the two Celtic goals, I said, but I think the European goal was very special.
What was the best Aberdeen goal that you witnessed when you were playing?
There's two, and they're in the one season. They're in the one season. Cast your mind back, it was the last minute equaliser at Tynecastle. I think it was Easter weekend or it was a holiday weekend. It was Barry Nicholson.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the most scrappiest goal. I think Big Craig Brewster's put it across, and Barry's arrived as he always did late into the box, and then he took his top off,
Yeah,
and he was on a yellow card.
yeah, you got
So
sent off.
and the melee of people trying to surround him, he tried to put it back on. You see Barry with his wee vest and his wee twiglet muscles, and I think Brian Winter was the referee, and I spoke to Brian a number of years later and said it was a loss of the game. So it was a great occasion. I think that kept us 4 points clear of Hearts that on that weekend. So it was a very pivotal goal. But same season, last day of the season, Scott Severin's strike against Rangers. I think Sevy always knew Sevy could hit it with his right, his left, his technique. But that day, again, I packed out Pataudry, going for European football to secure it, and he hit it with such, oh, you can still see it to this day, a crisp volley, half volley. And I was to the side of it, but I seen it kind of starting outside the post, and you know it's in again against a top keeper, McGregor. nowhere near it. And I think probably the significance of the goal. I think then, so they both kind of stick in my mind.
Scott Severin celebrates his 45th birthday today.
Oh.
Most disliked training drill?
I think it would be more the physio work. I love the football side of it. With Jimmy and Steve Patterson and latterly Mark McGee and Craig Brown. But I think when you come back from injury, there was this circuit that John Sharp, the physio, used to do, and it used to only last 12 minutes, but it would be 30 seconds intense. So it'd be grouped into four stations, and you'd need to do it 3 times, and it was only 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and that was one set. So one set only lasted 4 minutes. We had to complete 3 of them, but it's high intensity running. You had to get below a certain time, below 30 seconds. I think accumulating, you had to run per 30 seconds, 150 metres. So it was all kind of shuttles, doggies, longer runs, and everything like that. That was always the last circuit we did. And Sharpie would sign us off and say, right, you're back in to do normal training. So never looked forward to doing it, but in a perverse way, I loved doing it because you knew you were back, you knew you were fit, strong. Sharpie and Davy Riley got you back. But at the time, it's grueling. But for 12 minutes work, it certainly got you fit and sharp. And I loved that, but I didn't like it in certain degrees.
Right, fella. Final question, and choose your next words very carefully. Bad Boys Inc. or Damage?
Neither.
Oh, what?
Neither. My generation and my music taste wasn't certainly the 2 boy bands. So,
that's no excuse. No excuse.
It certainly is. I want to keep my ears intact, and especially you've asked this a few times, and certainly no.
Mate, it's been absolutely brilliant. Thanks for coming on.
Brilliant, Ali. Cheers. Brilliant.
Bye bye.